Hi friends, my name is Al or Lilstarnerd and welcome to a bonus video. Today we're going to talk about work-life balance, productivity, and overall health as an artist. I think it's something that a lot of artists are bad at, including me, but it's something that I've been personally working on for the past few months, and I've been experiencing a lot of the benefits from that, and so I want to share those. I want to talk about all the things that I've been doing on a regular basis to help my work-life balance in the hopes that it'll help you, just because I get a lot of questions about this. I've never felt qualified to talk on it before, but like I said, I've been working on it. I feel like I have some tips now, so this video goes hand in hand with a recent one where I talked about hobbies as an artist. So if you haven't seen that one, go watch that. That video talked about like balance and health within your art, like your art practice, avoiding burnout, things like that. So that video pretty much applied to anyone who like does art, but this video is gonna be a little different. I won't be focusing on art. It will instead be like the job aspect of being an artist. So if you see art in any way as a job, whether it's a potential job, a part-time, full-time, you're doing it while you're a full-time mom or you have a full-time job, whatever. Even if you don't make money from it yet, if you see art as a job in any way, shape, or form, this is for you. As always, this is just based on my experience and my opinions. Always take what I say with a grain of salt. I really believe in what I'm about to talk about, but like that doesn't mean that I'm right or that what I say is gonna work for everyone. We all have different experiences. I'm not saying that this is like fact, okay? Okay. So step one to good work-life balance, this is super foundational. Having a good sleep schedule. This is easily one of the hardest things to do on this list. It's really hard to fix your sleep schedule, I know. Since I fixed my sleep schedule and started prioritizing getting a good night's sleep and actually resting, pretty much everything else has fallen into place after that. It has made all the difference in energy, time throughout my day, motivation, physical and mental health. It's seriously a game changer. I noticed back in college that when I was sleeping at around 12 and then woke up at around 8, that's when I felt the best. And so lately, I have been trying really hard to stick to the schedule of falling asleep at around midnight and waking up at around 8, and it's been working great. It's so much easier for me to wake up knowing that there's a specific time that I need to be up, especially because I have nothing else to do. It was so easy to just lay in bed all day before. I also feel like I have way more time in my day, one, because I'm not laying in bed all morning or sleeping in every day, but also because I know the beginning and end of my day is gonna be the same. I can much more easily structure my days, which makes a difference. Now, we all have different internal clocks. Some people genuinely are borderline nocturnal, so don't feel like you need to get up at 5 a.m. and be that girl and be super productive at super early in the morning. But I genuinely encourage you to try to figure out and find that sleep schedule that works best for you and implement that and stick to it as much as possible. And really try to prioritize getting a full and good night's sleep as often as you can, because that really is step one to just overall being a healthier person, which is going to majorly impact your ability to have a healthy work-life balance. The second thing that I have been finding super beneficial is daily exercise. So I've taken up hot girl walking, so I'm walking / running 4-ish miles pretty much every day, but I'm basically getting 8,000 to 10,000 steps every morning, so I'm getting my daily steps in. And having that daily walk is so important. It's perfect for me. As an artist who works from home in one tiny section of my bedroom, I have a very sedentary work life. On a day that I don't go out and run errands, I literally walk max 2,000 steps a day. So having this walk, which guarantees me at least 8,000 steps, makes a huge difference. Hot girl walking works for me because I can get it all done in one part of my day. It's low impact, it's fun, it gets me outside, I get that vitamin D. Overall, it's a great time. It might not work for you, but if it does, I totally suggest trying it out. But I really recommend finding some sort of exercise or activity that you can do as regularly as possible, because as artists, it's really easy for us to just sit in our little cave all day and never see the light and never socialize and never get our heart pumping. Our physical health as artists are often really overlooked because we're more worried about other things like wrist health, mental health, but physical health is super important to being a healthy human being, and you need to be a healthy human being to be a healthy artist. Physical activity helps support your mental health. It's a major foundational element to your overall well-being. You're gonna get those endorphins, your energy will increase, it'll help get out all that extra energy that you might be just penting up inside of you when you sit around all day. It fosters creativity, it's a change in environment, it supports a good sleep schedule, and it overall makes you feel better. I've definitely noticed a major difference when I go a while without exercising. I just feel kind of bleh all the time. And now walking regularly, I just like feel better. Again, I feel more energized. I feel like more ready to create. If you've ever looked into art health, you know this next one, stretching. This is one that I still struggle with doing because it feels like unnecessary, but it's more important for me than ever, and I suggest that you start now rather than waiting till the last minute like I did. I definitely recommend starting and ending your day with stretches. We sit at a desk all day, we're overusing our wrists, so it's a great idea to focus on your wrists, hands, neck, back, shoulders, things like that, because that's where you're gonna like put the most wear and tear. I love Yoga with Adriene. If you've heard of her, I'll be linking some playlists down below that focus on those areas and is a great starting place. But there are also like really generic like wrist stretches that you can do that I recommend taking breaks throughout the day to do. Like I said, this is something that I've really been focusing on lately. I started way too late. I found out that I have carpal tunnel, and so I've been doing things to help support that rather than make it worse. A great and honestly pretty cheap investment are compression braces. I have these little compression sleeves that go on my wrist that I sleep in. They have helped with the wrist pain tremendously. I also like to occasionally ice my wrist when the pain flares up really badly. That helps a lot and helps with the inflammation. And of course, the hardest one to actually do, take breaks throughout the day. Even if you're in the zone with your painting, take a break. We literally use our wrists all day for everything. Holding our phones, books, cooking, everything. So take some time to just like sit back, watch a show, and like do nothing with your hands. I know it's hard, but it'll pay off in the long run. Next up is a tip that specifically helps with productivity, at least in my experience. This is actually something that I picked up from Sarah Tepes, I think that's how you pronounce her name. I've never heard her say it. Sarah. When I saw her talk about it, I was like, no. Like, I'm not gonna do that. That's stupid. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of like resources and energy. And like, why would I laundry? Like, why would I do that? I could list 1,000 reasons why this doesn't make sense, why I shouldn't do it, why you shouldn't do it. And so I understand that that's probably gonna be your reaction too, but hear me out. And the tip is just get ready for the day. When you wake up, act like you're going to a job. Do your hair, maybe put on makeup if you're feeling crazy, put on a nice outfit, any step that you would normally take for like getting ready for the day, try it. And again, I know what you're thinking because I thought the same when I heard Sarah talk about it. Why would I make extra laundry? Why waste my expensive makeup? No one's gonna see me. No one's gonna know that I look nice. No one's gonna know that I don't look nice. I'm gonna be sitting around all day in my house anyways. I should be able to be comfortable if I'm gonna do that. But oh my God, it is so worth it. The like mental change that you go through is insane. Before I was really focusing on like art and it being my career, and before I implemented all of these work-life balance things, my days were becoming this long, lazy blur of nothingness. I'm a morning shower person. I really can't get ready until I've showered in the morning, but there was really no reason to shower, so I was kind of pushing it back later and later in the day until I wasn't showering until like 10 p.m. And because I wasn't showered, I couldn't get ready, and because I couldn't get ready, I wasn't going anywhere. I sat around all day in my house, unshowered, in my pajamas. I felt uncomfortable picking up a camera to vlog or to post on Instagram or anything. It was embarrassing when people stopped by the house because I would just be like looking gross in my pajamas, and they'd be like coming back from work and they'd be like, oh, what did you do today? And I'd be like, oh, I did a drawing. I was starting to feel less and less confident about calling what I did a job because it didn't feel like one. But then I started acting as if I was getting ready to go to work in the mornings. And it flipped so fast. It puts me in this mindset of like, okay, like I'm doing stuff. I'm doing stuff today. I have a schedule to keep. I have things to do, people to talk to. It's easier for me to really quick go run errands, leave the house and get stuff done because like I'm already dressed. When I look back at my work week, I feel like I've done more. I feel better about calling this a job because it feels like I'm doing work. It also plays a role in the work-life balance aspect. I put on real clothes when I'm working, and when I'm done for the day and I want to sit on the couch and do nothing, I put on my lazy clothes. And it's so nice to have that actual distinction between work hours and non-work hours. That actually directly leads us into the next point, which is to make clear delineations between work and rest. My art studio is just a corner of my bedroom. I spend literally all day in my room, at my desk usually. So I'm surrounded by my art supplies, I'm surrounded by art. Pretty much my personal life is fully enmeshed with my job. And that can be really, really mentally exhausting. Back when I was in that stage of like living in my pajamas, constantly having a lazy day. Despite never working, I was also never not working. I was essentially always on call. I was always available to answer DMs. I was always responding to emails at any hour, including 3 a.m. when I got up to pee. Watching YouTube wasn't really like fun because I always had to check my comments, respond to comments. If I watched a friend's YouTube channel, I had to like comment on theirs. Whenever I opened up pretty much any app on my phone, there was some sort of notification I had to deal with, comments, managing posts, things like that I always had to do. I had no boundaries, no work-life balance, even though I felt like I did because I wasn't busy 24/7. I might not have been physically doing stuff 24/7, but I was available and open to it 24/7, which also takes a toll. So I've been really working on making actual work hours for myself and making indicators for those work hours and non-work hours. Even the simple, easy tasks like responding to DMs, emails, comments, I don't do that when I'm not working. And like I said before, I wear nicer, real clothes when I'm working, and I wear lazy clothes when I'm not working. I've also tried to start leaving my room. Before, I would spend literally all day at my desk just kind of like waiting for something to do. Now I have a work day with work hours that I spend in my room at my desk getting stuff done. And then when I'm done with that, I go out of my room. I leave my work environment. I'll go on walks. I'll hang out in the kitchen, hang out in the living room and watch TV with family. I've also started trying to leave my phone behind when I do that, so it's usually dead by the end of my work day, so I'll plug it in at my bed and then I'll leave it in here. And as I go spend the rest of my day out with my family, out in the living room, my phone is in here and I'm not worried about any of those apps that I constantly have to check. This one is really hard to kind of fully mentally accept. It's so easy to say like, oh, it's one email, I got the notification, it might be urgent or I might forget to respond later, so I'll just do it now. It's really easy to let those boundaries kind of slowly crumble because they don't always feel necessary. But having time off where you are fully exempt from having to do anything related to art, to work is so important for avoiding burnout and having that balance. Let one boundary crumble and before you know it, all of them are kind of pointless. Another thing that has majorly helped me is having structured work days. This is also kind of hard as an artist because every day is kind of different. We have a lot of different things that we do and need to get done. But in general, I try to work 5 to 8 hours a day, usually starting at about 10 and ending about dinner time. Obviously, this depends on my daily workload, weekly workload, how I'm feeling, what I'm willing to do that day. Having a general structure for my day gives me an actual amount of time that I know I need to fill, and it actually makes it a lot easier to fill those hours. I used to spend literally all day just sitting at my desk waiting for the next thing because it was like, well, if I don't get it done today, I'll just do it tomorrow, or I'll do it in a few hours. I'll still be working then. There was never any sense of urgency, but now it's like, well, I know I have this 6-hour day. Let me get this stuff done now, and I'll schedule this for tomorrow, and I know this needs to be done by 3. Also, knowing that I have a limited amount of time that I'm working that day helps me move from one task to the next. I don't get stuck doing the same thing over and over because I know I've got to get other stuff done that day. I also now have a time that I know that I will be done with work. One thing that has majorly helped with this is I actually got a time card app. So now I can clock in and clock out. I can see how long my breaks are taking. So I can see exactly the amount of hours that I'm spending in a day, in a week. And it has changed like my mindset and my workflow so much. It's really, really helped. If you have issues with productivity or time management, I really suggest trying this out. I clock in and I'm in that work mindset. I know it's like time to get stuff done. I've got to work. It's way easier for me to focus on doing that work because I know that I'm at work. This app also reminds me after a certain amount of hours worked to clock out, and it tells me when I'll reach my weekly goal hours. It's just taken off a huge mental burden for me and makes me feel way better about, again, this is like being a real job. Talking about that time card app, that actually takes us to the next and final tip, which is all about scheduling, calendars, Notion, tools like that. A huge part of working from home, being self-employed, being a small business owner, being your own boss, artist, freelancer, is having to actually be your own boss and managing your own time, your own calendar, your own schedule. It can be tough. So tools like time card apps, Notion, calendars, play a major role in that work-life balance and productivity. I use Notion as a major catch-all for everything, but the tools that I use most with Notion are a weekly and monthly calendar. They basically act as giant to-do lists, which is perfect for me. I love lists. And because it's digital, it's really easy to use. I can move incomplete tasks to the next day. I can see what's coming up throughout the week and the month. Because I can see what's coming up, I can start working on things now. I know when things are gonna be due and need to be done by. I know what to start prepping for. It's easy to see what videos are coming up this month. Being able to schedule my days, weeks, and even my months has been a major boost in like productivity and organization. My personal work and content calendars are all in the same place. So I can see that like, okay, this video is coming up in 2 weeks, so I should start planning for that now. If you don't have a content calendar, but you're making a lot of content, I highly recommend it. It doesn't have to be like super detailed, super strict. It doesn't mean like everything is scheduled and everything is manufactured. For me, it just means that, okay, I'm reminding myself that I need to post on Instagram this day. This video is coming out this day. This video is coming out this day. So don't forget that at 11 o'clock, you need to be free. You need to have access to Wi-Fi. It's helped me like keep up my social media a lot more without having to think about it nearly as much. Working ahead is also a great idea. Whether you're batch filming, as in filming a couple of videos all in one day, or just like working way ahead of schedule, or keeping like a backlog of stuff to post. For example, I like work way ahead in actual sketchbooks and then I post it like way later, so I don't ever have that pressure of like, I need to draw something so I can post about it. Working ahead, having videos pre-filmed, stuff like that just really helps stay consistent and not have to dedicate like all of your energy currently to social media. I also think it makes social media and this art career like way more accessible. If you kind of have an unpredictable or unreliable schedule or Wi-Fi connection or anything like that, taking the opportunity to batch film, work ahead, plan ahead can really help be consistent when you can't be consistent otherwise. And again, it helps with that work-life balance. When I dedicate a week to making content, I can take the next week off because I can space that out accordingly. Okay, that's it. Those are all of my tips. Those are all the things that I've been doing and thinking about in order to keep a better work-life balance, be more productive, and take care of my art health. I hope you found this helpful. I know it's something that a lot of artists, including me, really struggle with. So hopefully at least some of this resonates with you, helps in some way. Like I said, implementing all these things have just made a huge difference for me. I've been feeling way better and less stressed and more productive. Okay, this video is long enough. I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. If you like, comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Go on a walk, take a nap, go do some art.